Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Nye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Hello and welcome into Armada Kickoff. Tomorrow, the Armada play a mid-season international friendly against the hallowed Argentinian side Boca Juniors. We'll have a look ahead at tomorrow's action.
We'll also take some time to look back on the spring season. Consider this your mid-season report, even though the full season is only a third complete. We'll also have our picks for Player of the Spring, Surprise of the Spring, the player to watch in the fall, and the best moment of the spring.
Let's start by taking a look at how the spring season finished with a look at the North American Soccer League table. New York Cosmos won the spring. They were not beaten all season long, 5 wins, 5 draws. The difference between the Cosmos and the Rowdies, just one match. The Rowdies with a draw instead of, if they would have had a draw instead of a loss, they would have had 20 points as well. That being said, look how close things are between the third place team, Carolina Railhawks, the Armada just 2 points back in 6th. And if you look at the rest of the table, remember Carolina has 14, Ottawa Fury with 11, only 3 points separating 3rd from 9th in the North American Soccer League. It certainly sets up for a very intriguing fall season. And I would say, Krissty, that the spring season had some highs, some lows, as you kind of expect, but what an introduction to the North American Soccer League for the Armada.
I think for the Armada being its first year, its first season, they did fairly well. And from my perspective, the Cosmos game was probably the most intense. I was probably the only one of 10 people screaming on the sidelines, but it was really a great match.
Yeah, you're up there, of course, reporting for us, and the energy there. I mean, the Cosmos are playing for a championship. The Armada trying to play the role of spoiler, gain a couple of spots on the table. But now, the way it sets up, you've got all these teams that have a shot of really making a run. Remember, the spring season champion, the fall season champion both get into the postseason, as do the next 2 best overall records from the 2 seasons combined. So still a lot of soccer to be played.
It's anyone's game, and that's why I love soccer. Every match counts, and who knows, Keita will probably be back, and the Armada have a pretty good chance.
Yeah, and considering that the Armada did what they did against New York without Keita and without Lucas Scagli in the lineup, pretty impressive. The Armada finished the spring season 2nd in the NASL in attendance, trailing only Indy 11. Averaging about 10,000 fans per match, helped, of course, by that 16,164 that attended the regular season opener against FC Edmonton. That's an NASL record. It would be impossible for the Armada to draw more than 10,000 at Community First Park of the baseball grounds, but they're certainly going to continue to put up the big numbers the following, and the support has been just tremendous thus far.
This weekend is the big international friendly against Boca Juniors at Everbank Field. Remember, this match is on Saturday with kickoff at 8 p.m. After that, the fall season kicks off with a few away matches in Ottawa, Atlanta, and Minnesota. Then on July 18th, the boys in blue return home to Community First Park for a match against the New York Cosmos.
And if you take a look at how some of the Armada players performed against the rest of the NASL, this is the leading goal scorers. Omar Cummings of San Antonio has 5. He scored one of those against the Armada here in Jacksonville. Pascal Million, though, with his 2 goals in the final match, gets to 4 goals. That's tied for 2nd in the league with 6 other players. Keita, who played only 6 games, and Jamal Johnson both scored 3. Of course, Jamal's first one was a pretty memorable one. More on that coming up in just a bit.
Boca Juniors is a part of Argentina's first division, and it has been since it came to be in 1913. Arguably the most successful soccer club in Argentina, they have won 63 titles so far, which includes 30 First Division championships and 11 domestic cups. Internationally, Boca has won 18 titles, and according to FIFA, they are 2nd in the world for number of international titles alongside AC Milan and Real Madrid. It's no doubt that this international friendly will be a great experience and matchup for the Armada.
All right, there's a great way to get to see this match against Boca Juniors. The friendly on June the 27th. 3 matches in one. If you get the summer triple pack, you get that one, plus the fall home opener against the Cosmos at Community First Park, and the Minnesota United match on July 31st as well. Tickets start at just $36 for those 3. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. And we'll have our full analyst roundtable presented by Subway coming up in just a bit. A little taster, a little appetizer, a little mini roundtable here with Mauricio Ruiz and with Andy Kidd. All right, guys, the Armada play Boca Juniors tomorrow. Is this the best competition the Armada will face all year?
I think from a technical standpoint, certainly will be. I think our players and our fans are going to be amazed at how good those players are in small space. However, it is off-season. It is an exhibition mode. So I don't think we'll see the true nature of what Boca Juniors team brings. Right. But in small spaces, the creativity, I think, would definitely give you the best that we've seen.
Yeah, but I wouldn't anticipate the Armada to be starstruck. You know, we've played some top teams. We've played some players that have played at the highest level, and we have guys on our team that have played at the highest level. So, you know, I think we'll come out there and compete and give it our best shot. But, yeah, Mauricio's right. These guys technically are going to be a whole nother level.
If you were in charge, Andy, how would you approach this from the Armada standpoint?
I think I would like to get our starters a good 45 to 60 minutes. You've got a break in the season, but we're heading right into our fall season pretty quickly where we need to be ready to play. But you also need to be able to see who your reserves are that can compete at a high level. And, you know, this 20-game fall season is going to be a grind, and there's going to be games where you have to play guys. You need to know who those guys are that can jump in.
Yeah, you know, and the game is kind of put in the middle of a couple weeks right before the fall season. But it is an exhibition game, and it is against one of the biggest, most popular teams in the world. So you have to enjoy it. You got to enjoy the experience. And some of these guys from Boca Juniors, they're going to be playing the World Cups. They're going to be playing for big clubs here in the near future. So you have to try to play as many guys as possible and really take in and soak in the environment that's going to bring on Saturday.
Yeah, you go down that Boca Juniors roster, and you start looking at 3 caps for Argentina, right. 29 caps for Argentina,
these are
16.
Players, yeah.
A lot of guys who have a lot of experience on the big stage. Guys, thanks a lot. More coming up from you in just a bit. You can be a fall season ticket owner, and now's a great time to do it because the best price available includes tomorrow's match against Boca Juniors. All 10 fall season NASL fixtures from as low as $99 plus tomorrow's match. The fall home opener, by the way, July the 18th against the New York Cosmos. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. We asked our analysts to give us their thoughts on the first half of the season. We have a number of different topics. We have compiled their votes, and we'll be bringing those to you right here on the show today, including the biggest surprise of the spring season. Here is the winner.
Perhaps forward Akil Barrett won the biggest surprise because he didn't start the preseason with the Armada. Or maybe it's because just last year he was in college. Regardless, Barrett has left quite the impression on fans, teammates, and our analysts. Especially after his preseason goal against JU back in March and his game-winning assist to Keita against the San Antonio Scorpions back in May.
Still to come, we'll reveal the player of the spring, the best moment of the spring, and the player to watch in the fall season.
Straight ahead, Bob Veal joins us for Bob's Boot Room. So stick around, more Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
Tomorrow is the big day. This will be the biggest club the Armada face all year long, a mid-season international friendly against Boca Juniors from Argentina. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff at Everbank Field. It is part of a summer triple pack. You can get this match plus the fall season opener against New York Cosmos and the fall season matchup against Minnesota United. That's all part of that triple pack. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. Now let's head to Bob's Boot Room, presented by Nike. Here are Bob Veal and Krissty Andaur.
Thank you, Cole. Bob, the Armada scored 15 goals this season in 10 matches. Really not a bad way for a first team to start.
No, very good, and some of them very good goals. And I'd like to take 5 of those and just look at them.
Your 5 favorites?
Yeah,
all right.
I think my 5 favorites.
Let's
yes.
look at them.
Let's look at the first goal of the season, Jamal. This is Trejo. Great ball, this one. He sees the gap between the players, plays it to Jamal, turns around, volleys it. Do you remember that?
Do I remember that? The
What a
record-setting goal. The goalie didn't even move.
12 seconds. 12 seconds, that goal. A beautiful strike.
What a huge night that was.
And let's look at my second favorite here. This is Bocci, plays a great ball, same game, to Flores, coming in the back. We talk about our defense not being able to defend that. He came in with a great header around the back of the defense. That's my second. Here we go, the third. A little bit fortunate there to get the ball back, but we won it back, and this is Millen, who puts it in.
I think my favorite is this part right here.
Yeah, Pascal doing it also. Yeah, that was a great goal there. And again, a great Flores pass.
Yep.
Look at where he puts it.
Love it.
And
Good
there,
little toe poke there by
we're going to get the
Pastor.
flip again? No, we're not. And here comes the third one. One in midfielder there, and just look at the speed.
Akil
Look at
Barrett.
the speed of Akil. And then a beautiful ball through and a first-time strike. Turn and strike it. Classic goal. Akil showed his speed to make the room for that goal. So let's have a look at just one more here, which is
Against Minnesota.
This was against Minnesota, yeah, at Minnesota, where I thought we should have got at least a point there. We played well enough to, and here we go again, little ball through, tap, a little bit of a scramble there, but look
They're
at this
trying to find the
finish.
back of the net.
Look at the finish here.
Yeah.
Bang, the goalkeeper got a hand to it, and another great strike, great goal. But I don't think I can leave it at 5. I
Okay.
think we have to do number 6, which was the last goal of the season.
And it
There
stayed
he
there.
is.
It got stuck in the back.
Toby, it got stuck in the back of the net. Toby, first professional goal. All nerves at that stage, in front of the goal, not been in that position professionally before, and he side foots it with his right foot into the top right-hand corner. Beautiful goal. So we started the season with a wonderful goal from Jamal. We finished the spring season with a great goal from Toby.
Thanks so much, Bob. The Armada are back in action tomorrow night at Everbank Field against Boca Juniors. Cole?
Coming up on the Analyst Roundtable, we'll be talking about what's coming up next for the Armada. But first, our analysts voted on the player to watch out for this fall. Who was their pick? Here it is.
Out of all the players on the Armada roster, our analysts chose Pascal Million as the player to watch this fall. And it's probably no surprise. Million ended the spring season with the Armada on a high note. In the last week of the season, he was named as the NASL Player of the Week. He also was named to the NASL Team of the Week twice this spring and led the Armada in goals with 4. Not to mention his 2 goals against the Cosmos made him the first ever Armada player to score twice in one match. He is certainly a player to keep an eye on this upcoming season.
The Armada Social Rewards program is a great way to stay connected with the team via social media. Just go online at armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, and start earning free gifts. Like, tweet, tag, and start earning those tokens. Each week, we pick a random winner, and congratulations to James Watson. You've won 2 tickets to the first ever international friendly for the Armada against Boca Juniors tomorrow night. And now let's head over to the roundtable presented by Subway. Cole?
Players that you can switch around, and we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, thank you, Krissty. Back here on the Analyst Roundtable presented by Subway with Andy Kidd and Mauricio Ruiz. Let's talk about the Armada in the spring season. Mauricio, give me your 30,000-foot view. How did the spring season go for the Armada?
I think it's successful. We competed. You take the Carolina game, off a little bit, and every season you got to take 1 or 2 out. But we competed in every game. We were dominant, from a possession standpoint in every single game. But our system is a very complex tactical system. So to take all these veteran players and all this veteran power that we brought in, and to make them mix into the new system, it takes time. It takes more than 10 games. So from my perspective, how we played was very positive, was very entertaining, was very dominant, and it should be exciting to see how now we transition that into the fall. But I thought from a new team perspective, it was extremely positive that we really implemented how we want to be in this league.
Right. I mean, for a first-year team that has that many new players to come in and all try and buy into a style, and not only just buy into it, but not have these huge growing pains. I mean, we're competitive and we're right in the mix as far as the playoff hunt goes. So from a franchise standpoint, from a competitive standpoint, we're going in the right track. And then the fan base, the support level is right there. So you're talking about things going in a really good direction heading into the fall.
Andy, let's go to that point about the fan base. Creating that atmosphere at Community First Park, seeing an entertaining brand of soccer, all important. But how important is winning for the Armada to continue to build the fan base in the following?
It's important as we move forward, as the Armada progress. I think they've got a little bit of a grace period as being an expansion team. I don't think anybody's expecting them to win the championship year 1. Now, I mean, they're in the hunt, so I don't want to take that off the table. But as the Armada progress and we get into year 2, to keep those fans engaged, you want to see them progress and consistently making the playoffs or competing and being in the hunt for the playoffs.
Well, I think you establish a loyal fan base, right? And a soccer fan base tends to be very loyal. Now, to get the new fans into, the ones that are right on the edge of, what is this? Is it soccer? Some of the non-soccer fans, I think winning solves a lot of problems and certainly gets people to jump on the bandwagon. Right. And you need bandwagon fans first so they become loyal. So winning will help.
When football season rolls around, how that impacts things with college and pro football starting up August, September, how does that impact that casual fan when he starts to make the decision of, all right, am I going to drive to Gainesville or Tallahassee or just watch a game on TV, or am I going to buy a ticket and go down to Community First Park?
And I think that kind of goes back to our other point. Winning does help some of those problems and some of those questions. The difference is, I think the MLS now is proven, and soccer on TV every single weekend is proving that there is room for soccer in the landscape of American sports. I think we're proving that. And the Armada is proving that there is place for soccer here in Jacksonville, now coming into the Jags, and we're a big college football town as well. But as Armada does better and better all the time, and they continue to have the fan base and becomes a thing to do in Jacksonville as it is right now, and I don't see a reason why you can't fit here as well.
Right. I mean, when you go back maybe 15 years, it was, you didn't know if there was room for soccer. But, in the last 5 years, when you've seen the U.S. come to Jacksonville and you've seen club teams come to Jacksonville, and now you've seen the support for the Armada, I'm with Mauricio. I think there's absolutely room for both. I think we have a strong fan base that's very loyal. And I'd like to see that. I have enjoyed seeing the cross-pollination between the Bold City Brigade of the Jaguars and Section 904. And I think they're going to support each other. And as those groups continue to grow, those fan bases continue to grow, it's going to help both franchises.
All right, we're about to reveal our player of the spring and the best moment of the spring. I want you to make a prediction now on the fall. What are we going to see in the fall season with the Armada?
I think what we saw at the end of the spring is really the maturation and the emphasis that Marcus Flores brings to this team. He was Mr. Steady in the last 4 to 5 games. So I want to see him continue that trend that he finished the spring in. He took a lot of ownership of the team with a lot of injuries and guys getting out for national team call-ups. Yep. He became extremely predominant on the team. So I expect him in the fall to take even a bigger role as far as being really the marquee player for this franchise. And as far as moment for the fall, I can't wait until the Cosmos come into town.
Right. No, that's a great opportunity. You've got Minnesota coming to town as well. You get to play everybody home and home. So in the fall, that'll be exciting. And I think, I don't know if you can overestimate the importance of that second half against the Cosmos as far as confidence goes, as far as the team growing together, building team chemistry. I mean, all that flight back had to be exciting, for those guys to come back, get that 3-3 tie, get that point.
It was a good way to end the season.
It really was. Sure, yeah. It really was heading into the offseason. Flores obviously has taken ownership of the team. I've actually liked the last couple of games from Jaime Castrillon, getting more involved. You've seen more of the player that was with the Rapids and led them in scoring. He's the one who picked off the pass that led to Pascal's second goal against the Cosmos. So I see him continue to make strides, and if he does, that allows Flores to be more free going forward. So I'm be excited.
We're looking forward to the fall again, and as you mentioned, the Cosmos, that'll be the fall home opener on July the 18th. Mauricio Ruiz, Andy Kidd, thanks so much. All right, coming up, our pick for the best moment of the spring, but right now, let's reveal who our analysts chose as the player of the spring for the Armada.
What player won the vote for overall best of the spring? Well, that's defender Matt Boehner. According to the analysts, he's a player who has not only been consistent all season, but has gotten even better as the season's carried on. Coming up from USL and PDL, Boehner is a key player in the Armada defense as well as its offense. For his hard work, improvements, and quality, Matt Boehner won Player of the Spring. The Armada had a lot of great moments this spring, but when voted on, Jamal Johnson's record-setting goal in the Armada's inaugural match was the winner. Johnson's goal was scored in the first 12 seconds of the match after a great pass from Lucas Trejo that set Johnson up to blast one past the FC Edmonton goalkeeper. I mean, he didn't even move. It was quite the celebration and emotional night for both players and head coach Guillermo Hoyos. This goal also set the record for the league as the fastest goal scored in the NASL's modern era.
Fall season packs are now on sale, and you can still get the same perks as season ticket owners, as low as $99 for the whole pack, which includes the international friendly tomorrow night against Boca Juniors at Everbank Field, and 10 home matches, and of course, including the home opener against the Cosmos on July 18th. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com.
And I just want to put a note in here for heredity, maybe the way, it's all in the family. Take a look at this picture. This is from coverage of Copa America in 1991 on WADO. Was this in New York?
It was in New York.
You see the guy on the left with the impressive Tom Selleck-like mustache?
I think it's either the eyebrows or the nose. I can see where my genes come from
That
now.
is Kristy's father. What was he doing there?
So my dad was a sports broadcaster. He worked for Univision at the time in New York, which is where I was born, Brooklyn, and he also covered Copa America, which is happening right now in South America. It's a huge tournament, and he did radio and TV, as you can tell by his nice badge.
I love the badge. We may need to put those in the budget for next year.
I think I'd like to wear one.
TV, just make sure we know.
So everyone
what we're
knows
doing.
we're on
Hey,
TV.
I'm on TV. While you're on TV was the other part of that. Great stuff. All right, remember, you can follow everything about the Armada online at armadafc.com. We have radio programming every Friday at 3 on Sports Radio 930. It's the Armada Soccer Show. And Bob Veal and I have the Armada Monday podcast on armadafc.com every Monday after an Armada match.
And be sure to get your tickets for tomorrow's match against Boca Juniors. Call 844-2-ARMADA or just show up. Your tickets will be on sale at the ticket booth. Thanks for watching our mid-season report. I'm Krissty Andaur.
And I'm Cole Pepper. See you next time.